dinner, please continue to enjoy. And if you are looking to walk around a little bit, the silent auction table remains open until about 9 o'clock. And while you're also up, don't forget to get those raffle tickets, $5 for a raffle ticket to win all the great prizes you see by the front. Also, a reminder, we found a phone, a black phone, in the other room. So if you're missing your cell phone, I do have it. Come and see us by table number 7. I have your missing phone if you've lost your phone. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to bring up our board president to give us more insight into MELD and such. Please welcome Bruce Vorel, everybody. Here comes Bruce.
Okay, thank you. Got to readjust this thing here. Okay, thanks a lot for coming tonight, folks. We've got a great program planned for you tonight. I'm sure a lot of you were able to meet Ryan in the VIP room. I was able to talk with him a little bit. He's a great guy, and he's going to give a great program tonight. But before we get to that, one thing I want to do is thank our sponsors who have made this evening possible. Our premier sponsor tonight is Greenlee. Our platinum sponsor is Entree Computer Solutions. Our gold sponsors, OSF St. Anthony Medical Center, Meridian, and Bergstrom. Our silver sponsors, and I'll read them all off if you can hold your applause till the end. Illinois Bank and Trust, Papa John's Pizza, Alpine Bank, Rockford Bank and Trust, Local 32 Laborers International Union, Mercy Rockford Health Systems, Leibovich Brothers, Specialty Screw Corporation, Crusader Clinic, Thermo Fisher Scientific, the Morrissey Family Businesses, Savant Capital Management, and Swedish American Health System. Our seventh inning stretch sponsors tonight are Comcast and Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. Our dugout sponsors, Illini Care Health, V2 Marketing Communications, and Caney Aerospace. Peanuts and Cracker Jack sponsor, Members Alliance Credit Union, and Shelter Insurance. Our media sponsors tonight, Town Square Media, Valley Expo, 95.3 The Bull, Meridian, V2 Marketing, Rockford Register Star, and Comcast. And last but not least, we all want to thank Sue and Joe, Castro Giovanni, owners of Giovanni's, for hosting tonight's event. Okay. We have some elected officials in our audience tonight that we'd like to recognize. And I'm going to call their names if they could stand when I do so. Gary Caruana. Joe Sosnowski. Bob Trojan. Patrick Murphy. Frank Haney. And Jeff Tilley. I hope I got everyone. Thank you. Next, I'd like to introduce to you folks the chairperson of tonight's event, who put in a lot of hours to make this come about tonight. It's Brenda Neonis. Would you stand, Brenda? Thank you. And I have to certainly mention the other chairperson, actually MELD's MVP. I don't know what we do without her, Karen Tilley. Karen, we all love you. I'd also like to ask all the event committee members and volunteers that work so hard on tonight's event to also stand to be recognized. Thank you. Finally, I would like to have all MELD board members, the MELD staff, and current and past MELD family members to please stand. Thank you. Okay, MELD. What is MELD? What does MELD stand for? Well, it stands for Mothers and Fathers, in parentheses, Establishing Life's Direction. Well, putting that another way, citing our MELD mission, which it isn't up there right now, but it has been going by tonight up on the PowerPoint, and that is guiding young parents to build a strong family and lead a responsible life by providing shelter, education, and life skills training. So how do we do that? Well, I'm going to describe how we're doing that. We run an emergency shelter, and that is for, I believe that is up, or will be up on the PowerPoint here. But it's for exactly what it sounds like. It's for those that are in a situation that is very dangerous, they can't stay in, or that they're homeless, they have nowhere to go. It's for moms ages 16 to 21 and their children. They can stay in the shelter for 120 days max. While they're there, they receive 3 meals a day. They have needs and educational assessments done, and they receive life skills and parenting education. But most importantly, they receive love and support that they need very badly. We have a transitional housing program, and this serves homeless or those at risk of being homeless. Also, some of the people that are in the shelter that have stayed for the max 120 days, they will transition into this type of housing. There's 22 total apartments, and this is a 2-year program. While the participants are in the program, they receive life and job skills assistance, parenting skills training, support in vocational and educational pursuits, and the goal is to get them to be permanently employed, and independent. MELD has parenting support groups. Now, these are young moms and dads, 16 to 21 in age. They meet weekly in area high schools and in area churches, and they discuss such topics as parenting skills, child development, and overall responsibility and accountability. Plus, they discuss many topics that are common to young single moms and dads. We have a homeless prevention rapid rehousing program where we provide case management and housing assistance to homeless families. Again, the goal is to make these participants self-sufficient. MELD has an employment assistance program, and those in the program receive tutoring to complete their GED if they need to, and they learn to develop good work ethics. They receive job skills training and employment opportunities and job placement. Now I'm going to go to some facts and stats for 2015, and I think if we could roll it up there on the PowerPoint. There it is. I'll go through it quickly here, some of the highlights. The homeless shelter that I talked of housed, fed, and clothed 34 mothers and 30 children in 2015. There were 257 requests made for MELD for shelter and housing. Unfortunately, 193 mothers and children had to be turned away due to a lack of space. 148 young mothers and fathers received parenting and education, information, and support in the MELD Young Moms and Dads Parenting Support Groups that I talked about. The Transitional Living Program provided housing for 34 mothers and 46 children. 54 young women, while residing in either the homeless shelter or transitional living, received or completed tutoring, educational assistance, vocational training, their GED, or high school and/or they attended local colleges. We had 10 participants that were employed through the MELD Employment Assistance Program. And 62 mothers, fathers, and their children who are homeless or at risk of being homeless were provided case management and/or housing assistance through the Homeless Prevention Rapid Rehousing Program. So you can see, it's very evident how vital MELD is to our community. And I think it's fair to say that most of us tonight, when we leave here, we're going to have a safe, warm place to go to. But as I stand here speaking right now, there are dozens of young moms here in the Rockford area that don't have that. They have nowhere to go. They need MELD for all of the reasons that I've been talking about. Unfortunately, this year, our budget has been cut by several $100,000 due to the budget situation here in Illinois. So your support, your generosity is needed and appreciated more than ever. We want to be able to support and help all the people that come to us. And with your support and your generosity, we'll be able to do that. So thank you very much. Now I'm going to change it up here a little bit, and I'm going to ask Melissa Jones to come up to the podium here. Now, Melissa is a current MELD board member, but she's also a former MELD mom, participant in the MELD program. And she has a story she wants to share with you. Melissa?
Thank you, Bruce. Thank you, everyone, for being here and for continuously supporting MELD. It's been 23 years since I came to MELD. I was 18 years old and pregnant with my daughter, 7 months pregnant before I told my parents that I was pregnant with her. I was very, very scared, and that ended me into the homeless shelter. Stayed there for a while, and my parents let me come back home. My daughter was 6 weeks old, and I moved into the transitional living program, where I lived there for 2 years. During that time, I was able to have a case manager who helped me with budgeting and life skills, taking care of my daughter and those kind of things. So without MELD, I wouldn't have maybe had those skills. Excuse me. Fast forward, I have a full-time job. I work for a nonprofit agency here in town, and I'm going back to school to do social work because of the impact that MELD has made on me. Without MELD, I don't know where I would be. So thank you, everyone, for being here and for supporting MELD for all of these years. I'd like to introduce to you Courtney Bradley. She is a participant of MELD, but she's now living in the community, so if you'll give her a warm welcome.
Hello, my name is Courtney Bradley. I'm 22 years old. When I was 19, I found myself in a very tough situation. I was pregnant and homeless and had been living with my boyfriend, but things didn't work out. So at 8 weeks pregnant, I visited the abortion clinic in Aurora and planned on getting rid of my child. Long story short, I walked out of there without getting an abortion. It just didn't feel right after seeing the picture of her, and thinking about it, I just couldn't go through with it that day. So out of options, I decided to turn to Rockford MELD. After a lot of thinking and stressing, I decided to keep my baby. While pregnant, I continued to work and go to school. MELD helped me grow as a person. I have learned coping skills for motherhood and life situations. After having my daughter in January 2014, I returned to work in March. Through MELD, I have been able to attend Rockford Career College, where I obtained my CNA certificate as well as my PCT certificate. After living 2 years in the transitional living program, I've successfully graduated out of the program and been able to secure a place of my own. And I appreciated the support while I had it, and it really helped me to become a more responsible adult and mother. When I first found out I was pregnant, I thought my life was over. But now I know that life is just beginning. Without the help of MELD and their staff, and my case manager, Jennifer Winberg, who always had an encouraging word at some of the darkest times of my life when I was in the transitional living program, trying to figure out how I was going to be a young mother and still accomplish my dreams and do what I wanted to do before I got pregnant. MELD helped me realize that I could still be who I wanted to be and accomplish my dreams. There's so much more I have to look forward to in my future. I am currently working and going to school full-time at Rock Valley College. To receive transfer credits toward NIU, where I plan to receive my degree in computer science. I am a strong believer that everything happens for a reason, and I thank God for my daughter, for MELD, and the journey I've been on for the last 2.5 years. Thank you for hearing my story today.
You know, it takes a lot of courage to come up in front of a group like yourself and talk about deeply personal things like these two ladies did. I think we like to give another round of applause. Okay, I'm going to turn the program over now to a fellow board member and someone that probably everybody in this room knows for many different reasons. He is the disruptive force here in Rockford, Mike Robinson.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Cocktails for everyone. Yeah, I'm sure the sisters would appreciate that. It is my distinct honor to introduce everyone to our guest speaker this evening. Our guest speaker played Major League Baseball for 5 different teams during his career, having a 9-year run with the Cubs from 2004 to 2012. He served as both a starter and a closer in Chicago, recording 85 saves from 2005 through 2007. He was a starting pitcher for 11 of his 15 seasons, but also a closer for 4 seasons. An all-star at the age of 23, then again at 31, Ryan Dempster is widely known for his laid-back attitude, constantly joking with fans and teammates, and is said to be a positive contribution to a team's clubhouse. In 2004, he signed with the Cubs and appeared in 23 games, all out of the bullpen. In 2005, he was named the closer for the Cubs. He is the only Cub and one of just 3 players ever to both start a game and collect 30 saves in the same season. The following year, the Cubs signed him through 2008 and added another 4 years after that. In 2009, Ryan's daughter, Riley, was born with 22q deletion syndrome, a genetic condition that can cause a wide range of health and developmental disorders. Approximately 1 in 2,000 babies are affected by 22q, making it second only to Down syndrome. Difficult to diagnose, 22q can manifest itself many ways, from affecting swallowing, breathing, and speech to heart defects, hearing loss, and learning disabilities. No 2 children are affected the same way. Riley's diagnosis was just 5 days before the Cubs started their season. Ryan had to find a way to help care for his fragile newborn daughter while dealing with the team's travel demands. Sometimes the baseball field is a place to get away, but not always, he says. The times it was toughest, when I was struggling a little bit, I felt like maybe my emotions, I wore them on my sleeve a little bit. I kept it inside for such a long time and felt like I needed to get it out, not just for myself, but for other families. He adds, we were really blessed to go through what Riley went through, having the money and with the connections and resources that a lot of people don't have. It was always like we felt a little responsibility to help those parents and those kids. As a result, Ryan started the Dempster Family Foundation to raise awareness of this genetic disease. In 2012, he was traded to the Texas Rangers and signed a contract with the Boston Red Sox in 2013. As part of the 25-man active roster for the postseason, Ryan won his first championship title with the Bo Sox. In 2014, Ryan Dempster officially called it a career, retiring after 16 seasons and after working as an analyst for the MLB Network. He joined the Cubs front office as a special assistant to President of Baseball Operations Theo Epstein and General Manager Jed Hoyer. And I also understand he does a pretty mean Harry Carey. So in honor of that, I'd like to say that, conclude with this quote from Mr. Dempster. Holy cow! I got out to go out on top and then win a World Series. Now I am on the other side of the front office and can't get a World and can help to get a World Series here to Chicago with the Cubs. Because that's what I dreamt about as a player, and that's what I want as a front office member. This is the year. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me in welcoming Ryan Dempster.
All right. This is the last time this year. So let me hear you. Good and loud. All right, Gary. On 1. On 2. On 3. Hey.
Oh, God. Thank you for that. That was unnecessary but awesome. So, yeah, man, I can't remember the last time I got a standing ovation. So, anyways, I just want to start off. I'm going to kind of move around. It's easier for me. I get uncomfortable with things in front of me. So, it's just a tremendous honor to be out here. I got approached to do this a while back. Last year about coming out here, and I got to say it's already exceeded my expectations as to what a wonderful cause this is, what a wonderful program this is, and what wonderful people you are here in Rockford. So please, a round of applause again to MELD and everything that they're doing. I guess I'll start off a little bit and just kind of jump all over the place and have some fun here, but give you a little bit of a background about myself. And where I'm at, and I look at it actually as I was sitting here and listening to both the stories from the young ladies that came up here, and especially the second one. I was born. My mom had me at 18 years old. Actually, she had me at 17 and then eventually turned 18, but it was her 18th year. So, and I look and I say that could have easily been me on the other end, just to be a young woman and to have that experience of being a 17-year-old and being pregnant, and what do I keep the baby? And, you know, through my mom's own words, she thought about it. What do I do? It's a lot to ask. She was the youngest of 8 children, so there was already plenty of kids running around and things like that. And she chose to keep me. My mom and dad said, you know what, we're going to do this. We're going to stick together, and we're going to get through this. And thank God they did. So I'm really, really lucky, and see the support. Thank you. See the support that she got and the support that my father got from their families, and allowed me to be standing here today. So I grew up in a little small town outside of Vancouver, British Columbia. It's called Gibsons. It's the Sunshine Coast. Although I don't know why it's called the Sunshine Coast. My dad always says it rains twice a week there, once for 3 days and once for 4. So to give you a kind of a geographical understanding of where it's at, if you were to go to Vancouver, British Columbia, which is about 2 hours driving distance north of Seattle, You'll get to Vancouver. If you drive another 30 minutes from Vancouver, you'll get to a little town called Horseshoe Bay. And then if you hop on a ferry boat, you take the ferry boat another 40 minutes to mainland, but there are no roads that go there to Gibson's. And that was my town I grew up in. I heard somebody earlier tonight, I can't remember who it was, they were talking about the one stoplight in their town. Right? Oh, sorry, yeah, that's right. They have one stoplight too, so I know exactly where you're coming from. I didn't share that with you earlier, but a very, very small town. And I always wanted to be a Major League Baseball player. I don't know why. My grandfather loved baseball. I remember sitting on his lap watching Blue Jay games or any game that was on television for that fact. And I just had this dream that that's what I wanted to do. I didn't want to be a hockey player. I wanted to be a baseball player. And the reality of that, the fact is that reality was not possible. Nobody left Gibson's to do anything, let alone be a Major League Baseball player. You stayed there, you worked in the pulp mill, and you became maybe a teacher or you worked in some of the industry that was around there, but nobody left to do something like that. A couple kids tried a few years before me and fizzled out after a year because of the demand of it. And I remember my 7th grade teacher sitting there, Mr. Loudon, and we had career day, and we were sitting there talking about what we wanted to aspire to be when we grew up. And everybody's telling their different things, and I said, I want to be a Major League Baseball player, and he was so nice, and he put his hand on my shoulder, and he said, that's so great, Ryan. But what about a firefighter like your dad? And I just remember being extremely driven, obviously, to do that. And at a very young age, I came from a lot of the same things that MELD does for the people that are there, for the mothers and the fathers that are there, is the support that I received, the positive support I received, the you can do anything support. And I look at my family, we grew up, I thought it was just, we just moved a lot when we were kids, and it turns out it was probably cheaper than paying the rent. And that was really the reality. It was, well, we just won't pay this month and we'll move somewhere else. So I didn't grow up with a lot of money. I didn't grow up with the finances to be able to take the ferry. I have to sit here in a minute. I sinned. I snuck on the ferry all the time to save the $5. It cost $5 to ride the ferry, and some family would walk through, and I would just walk through behind them. How you doing? I'm with them, And I did that, and my parents, they just, without second thought, they always just said, here you go, you're going to the city, here you go, here you go. And so I started this journey into the city. I would take the 40-minute ferry ride, and then I would take a 40-minute bus ride, and then I would go to practice, and then a nice teammate of mine who lived in West Vancouver would take me to the ferry and drop me off, and then I would take the ferry back home 40 minutes and do my homework. And by the time I was in 11th and 12th grade, I was missing 75 classes a semester. And it was probably the hardest challenge I had, not actually to make it to professional baseball and get drafted, was actually to be able to have the discipline at a young age, when things were the toughest, to go to my teachers in the morning and say, Miss Wilson, what am I going to miss in English class today? I have baseball practice, And I always thought it was kind of weird that my teachers even were so supportive. Obviously, at this point, I was getting, scouted by teams, or I was getting letters from some colleges, and I'd be so proud, and I'd take them in and show them to my teacher, like, look, I got a letter from, Washington State University or something, but she would be like, oh, okay, like, how many teachers sit there and say, oh, you got baseball practice today as a 17-year-old? Sure, you can skip school. And they did it, and I'm forever thankful for that opportunity that they gave me to be able to achieve something that was so far-fetched. But I had passion behind it. I remember my dad sitting me down and saying, Ryan, we got to talk, because what happens if baseball doesn't work out? And I just said, what do you mean? And he just looked me right in the eye and he said, okay, all right, keep going. I get it. And that drive and that determination combined with the positive reinforcement, the things that I got from people, I'll never forget that. I didn't do this by myself. I didn't pitch any of those innings in the big leagues by myself. I pitched them always with somebody else pushing me. When I was out on that mound, I thought of the Mr. Loudons, or the Dave Empey, my high school coach, or the Larry Panonzek, or the parent that drove me, to Penticton into a tournament because my parents couldn't afford to leave or go, and all those people behind me that supported me so much through something that for them probably seems so not realistic. For me, it seemed like the only route, the only thing that was going to happen. And to do that, I maintained my grades. I had a wonderful opportunity to go to college at Notre Dame. And I had a full scholarship and had to turn that down to play professional baseball. And now imagine my dad, who already said, what happens if baseball doesn't work out? And now I'm turning down. I had like that much confidence in myself, you know? I don't know why. I'm not a confident person. I was not that confident growing up, but for whatever reason, I knew it. I knew in my heart that was going to happen. And I turned down that scholarship to sign and play professional baseball. And then I made it my duty and my chore. I made it my passion to promise that I wouldn't leave anything on the table. I wouldn't skip a workout. When guys were off going to the beach on an off day and partying, I went to the field. They wanted to go drink beer on the beach and you know, throw the football around, go ahead. I went to the field and went for a workout because I felt like it was the only way I knew how. I had to do these things. I had to get past these things. And I always just stayed extremely positive. My dad always said to me, never underestimate the power of a positive mental attitude. And it's true. Everybody sitting in this room is here for a reason. You're either supporting MELD, you're directly involved with MELD, or you want to be involved with MELD. And I think that's such an incredible thing because people who are going through a tough time in their life, single mothers, single fathers who have to go through incredible circumstances, whether your child's healthy, whether you're born with a child that has different special needs, medical attention, and then to do that with so much uncertainty, to hear the young lady sit up here and talk about that tonight, that's really powerful stuff. That's incredible to be able to sit here and say that you went into an abortion clinic and then changed your mind, whatever made you change your mind, that picture. And then not only that, you didn't stop there, you kept moving. You got into a program that helped you and somebody that supported you and somebody that loved you and pushed you and a community that supports you was really, really special. And then okay, I'm going to get my high school, I'm going to finish school, and I'm going to go to college, and now I'm not going to stop there. I want to get credits and go to NIU, and I want to do even better. And that is, please, can we just please clap again for that? And I think that too because there's so many people out there who have more of an opportunity, who have more financial opportunity, who don't have the responsibilities of a brand new baby to put all on their shoulders, and they won't walk through that door like that opportunity that you got. Some people might look at that as a burden. Some people might look at that as you know, something unfortunate. She chose to look at it as an opportunity. And that knocked on that door, and she opened that door and walked right through it. And I can't tell you how impressive that is. That is so incredible. Along my own lines, Riley, my daughter Riley, is as Mike briefly talked about. She was born in an unfortunate situation, born with a partial deletion of her 22nd chromosome. A tough thing to go to. I talked to a young gentleman back there earlier about his daughter and the things she's going through, another family, a child in here with Down syndrome. And these are challenges that as parents are extremely hard. It is hard enough. I had no idea. I called my mom about 3 weeks ago, and I just said, and she's like, hello? And I just said, I'm sorry, Mom. I'm so sorry. I apologize. I mean, 3 boys? I can't imagine how many times we made you cry. We must have just drove you crazy. You know, having 3 of my own kids, and that is the hardest job in the world to be a parent. It really is, and I am just now getting started. They're going to be 10, they're going to be 7, and one's 5, just turned 5. So I am just getting started on that job and trying to do the best I can, and it is an extremely hard job. And then to do it and add these special needs in there is, it's pretty humbling. It's pretty challenging, but at the same time, I took it as an opportunity. I felt a responsibility to the 22Q community to say something about it. And it wasn't so much because of what I was going through. It was what I watched other parents go through. When you sit in a NICU and you watch these parents go through these challenges, I just thought, I got to say something about this. This is something that at the time, they were calling Philadelphia from Chicago, Children's Hospital in Chicago, one of the biggest children's hospitals there is, to call Philadelphia to ask them information about what Riley had. And then pan ahead to the new children's hospital where they're diagnosing a child with 22q roughly about once a week. And it just shows you how far and what an impact Riley has made, because she did it. If she wasn't born, it was amazing actually. When I look back, I was trying to start up a foundation. I always love giving back. I feel as athletes, as celebrities, I feel like it's a duty of ours, because I feel like we're extremely overpaid, and at times we're put on a pedestal that maybe we don't deserve to be on. So if we're going to be on that pedestal, why not use it for something really good? And I had this platform, this amazing platform, to talk about 22q and bring attention to that, and to be able to see what Riley did and how she progressed and how she fought every day like it was nothing. Lose her oxygen, gone, desatting, pretty much flatlining, getting ready to have her bring her back, and then she's fine. And she'd go through these throughout, the first weeks of her life. And then I just realized anything I was going through was nothing compared to what she was going through. But I realized that there was other parents out there, there was other kids and other children going through this. So I wanted to talk about it, and it has been the greatest treasure of my life to be able to see what the foundation and everybody who's ever worked for it, I get a lot of recognition for it. And the truth is, I don't really deserve very much of it at all, maybe the smallest little amount. The families that have been in the volunteers for it, and our executive director, Tara Gondunski, who started with me, and then Michelle Breedlove-Sells, who is Riley's godmother, took off as the executive director and really just turned it into something amazing and will be forever remembered. And it's pretty powerful when you sit there sometimes and you get fan mail in your locker, and people will send cards and they'll send things to sign, and you get them. And I always like to read the letters. Some guys don't even sign it. Some guys sign it and throw the other stuff away. And I always like to read the letters because I like to know what somebody's writing me. I remember being a kid and sending, Kelly Gruber a baseball card in the mail for the Blue Jays and trying to get him to sign it, and he sent it back, and John Olerud, and I thought it was so cool. So I always promised myself. And I remember one day sitting at the field and I was signing one, and I opened up this one, and I'm like, oh, there's no card in there, sweet. Somebody just wants to say hi. And so I opened it up, and it was this long letter from this parent in Wisconsin, and the parent said, my son was born with 22q, had some severe heart defects, and basically was on his way to being gone, not with us. And the doctor heard Riley's story on the news and was like, you know what? I'm going to check for 22q. And because of Riley's story coming out, this child's life was saved. And I thought, wow, man, if that's not like the greatest thing. My daughter at the time was 2 years old, and I remember looking at her and said, you know what? I told her the whole story, and I was like, you have done more with your life in 2 years than I will do in my entirety. And that was just a really remarkable thing. So I just wanted to share kind of a little bit about that. She's doing great now. She's doing fabulous. She's first grade. Doing all the things little first grade girls do, and swimming lessons, and just doing so fabulous. So, but it wasn't without the help of so many people, like there are people in this room. Exact same thing, a different cause, and that's what we can do. We can do that together through pushing each other. Whether it starts small, right? It starts small with spending a little bit of money on auction items to donate money to something that needs money. To buying raffle tickets. Okay, we gave our money, that's great. But what you guys are doing in here is you're giving your hearts, you're giving your devotion behind something it is really, really great, because the truth of the matter is there is more and more children being born every day, and there's more and more situations like this where there's single moms, single fathers trying to figure out not only how to raise a child, but how to do it and how to continue on with their life so that they can set that example for their children in the future. So we can do that. We do that as people, just picking each other up when times are down, when the times are the toughest. How do I get through this? How do I overcome this when something's feeling so tough? And I want to just stay in bed today. I don't want to get up because this is just the day's too tough. something is beating you down, and you just find the strength, you find the will, and it starts with the support. And the amount of support in this room is just so incredible. I love it. I don't know. I've been smiling. Somebody says, "Oh, are your cheeks getting sore in there?" Because I was taking all the pictures and I was smiling, and I just said, "No, this is just a really, really great thing to be around. It's a really inspiring cause to be around, and I'm really, really grateful to be here. To be honest with you, I know that you say we're thankful to have you speaking. I'm equally thankful, if not more, to be here. So thank you very much. I do believe, like I said, in the power of positive mental attitude. I think in life, whether, we all leave here tonight and whatever it happens, I tell a little story. I was leaving a hockey game. I'm chasing my pipe dream of playing in the NHL. Right now I joined a men's league, but unfortunately I skate kind of like Happy Gilmore, so the Blackhawks aren't looking for a almost 39-year-old guy who can't skate backwards. And I was at the hockey rink, and I was leaving the hockey rink, and I'm walking out. I got my bag over my shoulder, and it was maybe 2 months ago, and there was a basketball tournament going on at the United Center. And there was 3 gentlemen and a lady, and they were trying to hail a cab, and there's no cabs. It's late at night. There's no cabs, and they're sitting there. And I just said, "Do you guys need a ride somewhere?" And they looked at me like, "Seriously?" And I said, "Yeah, do you need a ride somewhere?" And they're like, "Well, yeah, we're going to a hotel over here." I said, "Well, hop in." And they couldn't wrap their head around it. They thought, like, "Are you Uber? Like, do we need to quickly load you up, or do you need to accept it to charge?" And I said, "No, you don't need to pay me. Just get a ride." I said, "I know what it's like around here. There's not a lot of cars. So get in. It's you don't want to be stuck here, and you're going to be waiting for a cab all night. Otherwise, you're going to walk there." And they got in. They rode over there, and as they were getting out, they just thank you so much. And I said, "It's no problem. Just pay it forward." And I know that's not an easy thing to do. I pretty much opened myself up. I don't know these 4 people, but I took a chance, and it was about helping other people. It was about just doing something little. It doesn't always have to be this big thing. Sometimes when you're somewhere and you're just having a tough day, and the day isn't really what you want, and you walk by somewhere and your head's down, all those tough thoughts are going through your head, the thing in life that might be bothering you. And it's okay that the thing that might be bothering you is that your dry cleaning isn't ready. It really is. We want to sit there and say that, oh, it's got to be this tough thing. I got to be, a single mom that's here. I got to have a child with special needs. No, it could be as simple as, I didn't get my oil changed in my car. My car's not running, and you get in that mentality of something little now steamrolls into something big, and all of a sudden you go to walk into a store, and somebody just goes like this, and they let you walk in first, and it instantly changes your mentality. You're like, "Oh, well, thank you. You know what? I'm going to do something like that. You know what? That's not a big deal. It's just my oil change. I'm going to go right now." And just paying it forward in the smallest way can not only just your own self, what it feels like to help somebody and make somebody feel good, just think about what it does for the next person and the next person and the next person. And everybody starts doing that, and we get into this great thing where everybody's helping each other. And in a world where, unfortunately, right now, that's not always the case. Every time we pick up the paper or we read the news, it's a lot of bad stuff. I always had this idea I told my dad I wanted to do one day was have my own 30-minute television show, and I just call it the Happy News. I would tell nothing about happy things, good things people did, because I think those deserve and don't get as much attention as unfortunately they should. But yeah, I think when we leave here tonight, if we can do some of those things, which shaking hands with everybody in this room, you're already doing it by being here. Just keep that going. Keep that going for MELD, because it really is a remarkable thing. When I first knew about it, and I started reading up on everything that you do at MELD, I was really impressed and really, really honored to be here, like I said. So I'm going to kind of go away from that for a sec and just maybe share a few little stories, and then when I'm done, if anybody has any questions, I'm always really good with that. If anybody wants to know anything about me or an experience playing in the major league level, because, guys, this is pretty cool. It was, I'm not going to lie, it was pretty awesome. Like, I finally have to get a real job, I haven't had one for a long time. So I came over here to Chicago. It was a total treat. I got to play with a lot of really, really great players. I got to be around a lot of really, really great guys. I saw somebody earlier, actually a couple people wearing Ron Santo jerseys. Ron Santo was like one of my favorites, and one of my favorite things every day when I go to Wrigley's, especially at the old stadium, the old clubhouse, when before they redid the kitchen, we had this little couch area in there, and he'd come down every day. And for anybody who doesn't know who Ron Santo was the greatest third baseman in Cubs history, Hall of Famer, and Ron lost both his legs to diabetes. So he had prosthetic legs, but he didn't want help from you ever. Like if I stuck my hand out, I was more likely to get hit by his cane than I was for him to be able to hand it down. And he never wanted help, and we'd sit in there and I'd always tell him how the ball players now are better than the ball players when he played. You know, I did it to get under his skin a little bit, but I loved it, and I did say to him, but Ronnie, I will say that by far, no doubt about it, you guys played harder. That's just the reality. The baseball players back then, you weren't worried about being friends with the guy. You weren't sliding into second and then tapping him on the butt and saying, hey, good job. You wanted to bury that guy into left field because you wanted to beat him, and that was the reality. And so we'd sit there, and so he never, Ronnie and I would have all these good conversations, and we got to a point in our relationship where it got pretty comfortable, especially with the stuff he dealt with his legs. And so he was constantly being offered help. Everybody always wanted to help him. So one night we get off a late flight. It's about 3 a.m. and we get into Pittsburgh. And Ronnie would always stay on, because if there was a fire in the building, he had to be able to get down. So whatever the bottom floor was of the rooms, he had to stay in that level. And he always had a Matt Bolts always stayed with him in the room next to him in case of an emergency. So we're getting into the elevator. Well, us, kind of full of it athletes, we always like to joke around with whoever pushes the bottom floor. Come on. It's like we get on the elevator and somebody pushes 16 and you're on 20, you're like, take the stairs. They're not that far. So sure enough, Ronnie gets on the elevator, and at the Westin, it was the 6th floor, and all of us, we'd had a few too many cocktails, and Ronnie pushes 6, and me, I didn't care. I said, take the stairs. And he goes, take the stairs, I got 2 prosthetic legs. I said, oh, and now's the time that you're going to do that, huh? Yeah. I tried to help you down the runway, you won't touch me, but now you're going to complain, huh? Yeah, he was truly the best, and one of just the great guys of the game. Probably one of the greatest radio announcers ever. If you listen to him, just the live and die on his sleeve of the Cubs. The elation to the oh no, Pat. Oh Pat, why are they bringing this guy in? Who's usually talking about me, but. Yeah, Ronnie was a great broadcaster. Obviously, he was tremendous. I got a chance to play with Hall of Famer Greg Maddux. He was really, really this incredibly bright mind. Just had the ability to see things that you didn't necessarily see, and had a chance to learn a lot from him. I always said my second half of my career was better than my first half of career, and I owed a lot of it to him. He was truly remarkable, and he would do things that really just weren't the norm, and hence the reason he won 365 games or whatever it was. And I remember we were playing in Milwaukee one time, and he was pitching, and Larry Rothschild, our pitching coach, he went out to the mound, and Larry was always very serious. He just, during a game, you couldn't talk to him very much. He just was locked in, and he came back, and as he was walking back, I see him walking off the mound, he's kind of and I was like, I got to go find out what Greg said. Because if Larry's laughing, it had to be funny. So I went over there and I said, what happened? And the scenario was that there was runner on a second and third and 2 out, and Russell Branyan, a left-handed hitter for the Milwaukee Brewers, was up, and the pitcher was on deck. So most guys would just walk him and put the pitcher on. So Larry wanted to go out and make sure what Greg was doing was all right. So he said, hey, Greg, what do you want to do here? And he said, Greg kind of went like this. And he said, I'm going to throw him a cutter inside for a ball. And then I'm just going to throw him changeups in the dirt, and he's either going to swing and miss, strike out, or he'll walk. Pretty normal answer, right? Yeah? And then he said, as he was walking off, he goes, hey, Larry, I bet you he swings and misses, though. And sure enough, he went up there, cut her inside, change up, swing and a miss, change up, swing and a miss, change up, swing and a miss. I don't know how he does that. I tried the same thing. It was a souvenir to a guy in section 418. Of course, we all know Harry Carey. He was pretty entertaining. You know, it was funny. I actually, before I ever started playing professional baseball, growing up in Canada, we got WGN. We got a little bit of TBS, so we got some Braves games every once in a while. We had Cairo, so we got some Mariners games, but we get WGN. And I just remember listening to Harry Carey, and I was like, who is this guy? Like, at first I thought it was like a celebrity that came into the booth and was just talking. Like, you know when you listen to Bill Murray at the game, you know, Bill's talking about a movie he made, and then he'll throw something out. Harry's just blabbering on about something, you know, like, hey, you know what, Steve? I don't understand the Cracker Jack box thing. You know, when I was a young child, I got a box of Cracker Jacks and it didn't have a prize in it. Could you imagine how disheartening that is to a young child? I did my paper route 9 times so I could get a Cracker Jack box. And I got no prize. Ground ball over and short on the first one out. I mean, could you imagine what that's like? That'll break your heart. I never ate another Cracker Jack the rest of my life. He just had this uncanny ability to just go on and on for innings. And it's like, oh, the Cubs game. Yeah, shoot. He'd throw it in randomly like, Cubs are up 4-1 here, top of the third. You know, I went to a lovely steakhouse last night. Bill and Kathy, they own the joint. Beautiful place. Yeah, you should try the T-bone. Pop up to second base. Sandberg's under it. Oh, wait, that's a homer. These are true stories. I'm not making this up. He literally did this. You can't do that anymore. He's unbelievable. I watched him one time. He was on air, and Steve Stone and him, they were sitting there, and before they had the Jumbotron, which, by the way, is, I don't know if anybody's been there yet or last year. It's incredible what they did. I know I'm a traditionalist too, but they did an amazing job of putting these beautiful Jumbotrons, made them look kind of old-fashioned. They did a great job. But before the Jumbotron, in the days of the Kiss Cam, you know, where they show the couple, honey, should we? I don't know. You know, or the one wife, like, if you kiss me right now, we are divorced tomorrow. She always gives that look like, don't even think about it, you know? So he's up there, and they're showing this couple above the dugout, and they're panning to him on the WGN feed, so they'd show like a pitch, and then she was attractive. They'd show her for a little bit and him, and they're making out, and they're going back and forth, and they go to the game, they go back. And on television, he really says, you know, I finally figured it out, Steve. He kisses her on the strikes and she kisses him on the balls. I think you can YouTube it. I think it's really on there. Yeah. He was something else, man. He really was. He endeared himself to the Cubs nation. I loved the way he would sit out topless in the stands, in the bleachers, and yeah, pretty memorable stuff. So he was, needless to say, one of my favorite, and quick, really quick-witted, like really funny. And I remember Pat Hughes, who I would go sit next to him on the plane rides because he would have all the answers to the crossword because he was incredible at them. And when I was stuck at, like, you know, about 3/4 of it I hadn't done yet, I'd go sit over there. Yeah, that's right. That's what I had too. Yeah. Sphinxicate. How did I not know that, Pat? So I would always ask Pat for these stories because like Will Ferrell does Harry Carey and he does these, great Harry Carey, but they're elaborated. They're, like, hi, and he's just, he's kind of a little bit poking fun at Harry. And I wanted true stories because I really appreciate Harry. And he said, he had a great story. And there's a couple people here at the convention and they heard this story, but I'm going to tell it again because it was just classic. And so they're carpooling to the field one day down to Wrigley. And so they're driving down there And Harry's just flying. He had a nice sports car, and he's just doing like 90, right? And boo, woo, lights go on, right? And he says, Pat says, he looks over at me, goes, "Hey, Hughes, watch this. I'm getting out of this one. I get a speed ticket." So the cop knocks on the window, and he says, "License and registration." He says, "Oh, I would, officer, but this is a stolen car." So the cop kind of looks in, kind of realizes it's Harry Carey. He says, "Would you mind opening up the glove compartment and getting your license and registration out, please?" He goes, "Oh, officer, I would do that, but I have a loaded gun in the glove compartment. And I know you guys think that's illegal or something." So at this point, the cop gets him out of the car, and he says, now Harry and I are sitting over here, side of the freeway. I'm just telling Harry, just tell him the truth. Come on, let's go. He says, anything else you want to tell me, Mr. Carey? He says, "Well, if you want to get right down to it, officer, I got a dead body in the trunk." So at this point, another cop car pulls up, and they're sitting over there, sitting on the hood of the cop car, and they no handcuffs or anything. They're just trying to figure out what's going on. And sure enough, here comes the other police officer. And he comes walking back to the car, and he sits down, and he's talking to Pat and Harry. He goes, "Mr. Carey, can I talk to you about something?" "Yeah, what is it, officer?" He says, "Well, you told my partner actually told me that you told him that this is a stolen car, and this car registers to you. He also said you had a loaded gun in the glove compartment, and there's nothing in there but some insurance papers. And then he tells me that you have a dead body in the trunk, and all you got back there is golf clubs." He said, Harry Carey looked him right in the eye and go, "Let me guess, that son of a bitch was going to tell you I was speeding too." Oh, man. Yeah. You can't do that anymore. That doesn't play. We've seen the TV. We cannot do that. Well, that one won't work. So, well, it really has been a true honor to be up here and share some of my stories. Does anybody have any questions, anything? Yeah, right here.
As a kid growing up in the Chicago suburbs, had the privilege of seeing a lot of cup games. Back in the old days, 6-man rotations, no pitch limits, and it just didn't seem like anybody ever got hurt. And now today, 5-man rotations, strict limits, and it seems like more people get hurt. Something happened that maybe they're not pitching enough, huh?
Yeah, the question was about injuries, and like back in the day, at 4-man rotations, you'd have guys pitching 300 innings and nobody would get hurt. And it's a great point, and I say the exact same thing you do, is I don't understand it. It's like you have all these, I don't know how to put it, kind of thoroughbreds, and then we're putting reins on them. And then if we never let the thoroughbred just run, they're elite pitchers for a reason. Their bodies the human body can handle a lot of stuff and overcome a lot of things. So, it's like if you take somebody who runs marathons and you say, or doesn't run marathons, and all they ever do is run maybe like 10 miles maybe. And then you say, all right, now go run a marathon. And most people are going to be hurt or they're going to get sore. And I think the same thing happens to pitchers is we've taken it now and we've just backed it way down. And instead of pushing the human capabilities of the human body like we used to, we actually have taken it and just made it so specific, and I understand the reason why they do it. I know this is the reason now that I'm in the front office, I got this now. As a player, I had no idea. Like, what, you guys are idiots. Why are you doing that? And then now I'm in front office, I'm like, these players are stupid. They don't know what they're talking about. It's a tough balance because the players kind of still like me. But anyways, it's like the analytics, right? All these numbers in baseball and all these percentages. And I think it's funny. I had an argument one time with John Farrell in 2013. He took me out of a game, and he said, I said, well, why'd you take me out of the game? He says, Ryan, third time you face these guys, when you go through the lineup the 3 times, it goes from they're hitting first 2 times 230 off you, and then the next time through the lineup they're hitting 270. That's a big difference. I was like, oh. So you're telling me right now, if you walked into a casino in Vegas and the odds of you winning at that game were 73%, you'd say no? And he was like, great point. Great point. They were banking on me on the losing, Baseball's built on a game of failures. Or this one. How about if a guy hits off me and he got 3 hits in one game? I should be able to face him the 4th time, right? That only makes sense. Odds are in my favor. That's how I look at it. There's no way he's going to go 4 for 4. Statistics show, but they want to argue them when they're in their favor, but when they're in my favor, no chance. So I think that's a big reason why everything's so laser's edge, but I think we can train it. I think I'd like to see it. I don't think we'll ever get back there. I really don't. I think eventually starting pitchers will be throwing 5 innings, and then we'll have a couple relievers that throw those other innings. So, good question. Anyone? Yeah. Is this the year for the Cubs? You're darn right it is. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna end on this question here, this statement. Just like I was talking about opening the door and the paying it forward and the power of the positive mental attitude. In 2013, we won the World Series with the Boston Red Sox because we believed it. We walked through that door and we talked about it. Johnny Gomes said to me on the first day of pitchers and catchers workout, I said, Johnny, how are you today? He said, I'm just another day closer to the parade, Ryan. I was like, oh, we're going there? He said, yep. You have to believe it. You cannot, in a situation that we're in with the Chicago Cubs, where it's been, you know, I mean, like I said, everybody's entitled to a bad century, but you can't doubt it for a second. You can't doubt that you're not going to do it. We have the team that's good enough. We have the coaching staff that's good enough. We have the managers that's good enough, and we have the fan base that's good enough. So if we believe it together, we don't sit there and say, oh, but. No buts. Nobody go home tonight and think, well, Ryan might have been wrong. Ryan's right tonight. All right? We are going to win the World Series, and we're going to believe that, and we're going to do it the right way. We have to go out, and we have to execute on the playing field. We have to stay healthy, and we have to do those things. But more importantly, as a fan base, because trust me, as a player, we feel it. We feel when everybody's behind us. If you ask those guys what it was like to win against the Cardinals, they would have said it was like winning the World Series because we felt it. So we got to believe it. We got to understand that it's going to happen, and that I don't care if tomorrow we can go ahead and I'll get a little baby goat, and then we can raise him up throughout the season. He can live in the clubhouse with Steve Bartman and a little black cat, and all the curses in the world, doesn't matter. So you guys have been, thank you so much for letting me come up here. Have a great night. Thank you.
All right, one more time for Ryan Dempster, everybody. One more time. That was awesome. He is right on everything tonight. Everything he said was right on. So yeah, we all believe. I believe I have somebody's cell phone still, so if you do not have your cell phone, is that yours? Okay, thank you. I'll get it right to you. Let's bring Mike Robinson up here as well, because we have a lot of items to get to, a lot of great things. First of all, the bags on the table, those wonderful cup bags, are available for purchase, so be sure to grab one of those if you want one of those. The auction table is still open for about another 15 minutes. Double check on your bids. We are still selling raffle tickets for, what, $5? They're still selling the raffle tickets. You get a whole bunch as well. We're going to have the raffle at the end of the night. And we've got some great Cub items to live auction off that I guarantee, well, we'll see the Cubs win on your days as well. So all kinds of good stuff. We're going to start off with, of course, the live auction items. Thank all of our sponsors. And Mike Robinson is going to start off with our very first one. Are you ready to go? Let's do our first part. You want to talk about that too right there? I don't have my glasses.
All right. Well, you have the items listed on your at your table, and we're going to get through this as quickly as we possibly can. You can go ahead and check on your silent auction bids, but please be respectful of those people who want to participate in the live auction. Our first item up for bid: 4 Cub tickets and a parking pass for the April 29th game versus Atlanta. Joy of Baseball comes back to Wrigley beginning in April this year. Your chance to bid on 4 choice Cub tickets for a game on April 29th versus Atlanta. VIP parking pass within 2 blocks of Wrigley. The tickets are close behind third base, offer an excellent place to watch the game, and are close to where the Cubs warm up for their pregame. So if you're interested in this item, 4 Cubs tickets along the third base line for the Friday, April 29th game against Atlanta. Who'll give me an opening bid of $300? $300 for those. I got 300 who wants to give me 350. You want to do 350? I got 350 here who wants to do 4. I got 350 over here who wants to do 4. I'll do 4 right here. I'm looking for 450. Who wants to do 450? I got 400 looking for 450. Who wants to do 450? I got 400 here. I got 450 now. 450. You want to do 5, sir? No, sorry. Okay, it's 450 to you. Who wants to do 5? 450 is a bid and looking for 5. Who wants to do 5? Anybody willing to do 5? I got 450 in search of 5. Who wants to do $500? On the 4 Cubs tickets for the April 29th game, 500 is the bid I'm looking for. I'm looking for 450. I got a $500 bid now. Now it's 550. I got 500 over here in search of 550. Who wants to do 550? 500 in search of 550. Anybody willing to give me 550? 500 is a bid and looking for 5.5. Anybody willing to give me 5.5? 5.5? 500. I do have 5.5. It's now 600. 5.5 over here. I got 6. It's 6. It's 650 to you. 650. 600 is the bid over here. Looking for 650. Who wants to do 650? You got 600 in search of 650. Who wants to do $650? 600 is now going once. 600 is now going twice. And you want to put a bid in, sir?
Can we add something to it? Yeah. What if I had like 4 on-the-field BP passes? So you get down, go beforehand, and I'll throw in like a Rizzo and a Bryant autographed jersey. I think that'd be fun to.
So explain it one more time.
So what you'll get with this package, you get with the 4 tickets, you'll get a chance to go down beforehand onto the field. You'll have 4 passes. There's like a little area behind home plate. You can go down there. You can take some pictures. Sometimes some players will come over, and then I'll throw in a couple autographed jerseys of the kid Chris Bryant. That's right, and Anthony Rizzo.
All right. Thank you, Ryan. So you got that? You got all of that as far as the VIP passes, then the Rizzo and the Bryant autographed jerseys, correct? Courtesy of Mr. Dempster. Thank you. We were at 600. Where do I hear 650? 650. Who's going to give me 7? I got 750 here. You want to go 8? 8. Who wants to go? Let's go $100 increments now. You want to go 9? How about 1,000 to you? 1,000? 1,000. I'm looking for 1,100 now. I got 1,100 over here. Now who's going to give me 12? I got 12. You want to go 13? I got 13. Now I'm looking for 14. I got 16. 16. Who wants to go 17? 16 over here and looking for 17. Anybody want to give me 17? 16 looking for 17. 16's the bid and looking for 17. 16 and looking for 17. 16's going once. I got 17. It's now 18. I got 18. Now it's 19. 18 over here and looking for 19. 18 in search of 19. $1,800 the bid. 1,800 is now going once. 1,800. 1,800 now going twice. 1,900. It's $2,000 to you. Now I got $2,000. It's 2,100. $2,000 looking for 2,100. $2,000 in search of 2,100. Wants to give me 2,100. I got $2,000. $2,000 on the bid. I got 2,000, and now that's going once. I got a new bidder at 21. New bidder at 21, and you're going 22. I got 22. I'm looking for 23. I got 22 and looking for 23. He wants to give me 23. 22 looking for 23. I got 23. 23, it's 24. You go 25. I got 25 now and looking for 26. 2,500 is a bid in search of 26. 25 over here looking for 26. 25 in search of 26. I got 26. $4,000 I think will do it. I got $3,000. That's what I got. I got 3,000. Now it's 31. 3,000 in search of 31. Who wants to go 31? 31's the bid I'm looking for. I got 3,000 over here, and 3,000 is going once. 3,000 going twice. Last call. Sold for $3,000. Mr. Patrick Murphy.
Wow, $3,000. Let's just take a second here. Just take a moment and think about it. We were almost done at $600 on that package. Ryan Dempster made that happen. Give him a round of applause. Whew. Well, Mike, we don't need the rest of the auction. We're done.
All right, we got 4 more Cubs tickets coming up on our next bid. And this includes a limo ride with the driver being Ryan Dempster. These are 4 Cubs open seating bleacher tickets for the Cubs versus Mets on Tuesday, July 19th. This includes a limo to and from Wrigley Field, a catered meal, and snacks during the trip. Tickets donated by Bill Shannon, Patrick Murphy, the limo ride donated by David Black from orthopedic rehab specialist, and the catering donated by ABC Catering. And I'm going to add one other thing because the Cubs just announced their promotional and giveaway schedule. And on the 19th of July, the giveaway are Cubs pajama bottoms. I'm sure Ryan can get you a case of them. Okay, 4 Cubs opening seating, bleacher tickets, Cubs Mets, Tuesday, July 19th, limo ride, food. Let's begin the bidding on this item at 300. Who wants to do 300 on that? 300. I got 300 where? I heard where? Right there. 300. Looking for 350. Who else got 350? 350 here. 400. 400 there. Who's going to go 450? 450 there. I got 450 at the back. Who wants to do 5? Where's 5? I got 5. I can't see anything. 5 way back. How about 550 to you? 550. Who wants to do 6? I got 6 over here. Who wants to do 650? I got 650 way in the back. Who wants to do 7? I got 7 over here. 750. 750. I got 750 up front. It's 800 to you. 800, 850. 800 looking for 850. Who wants to do 850? 800 over here and looking for 850. I got 850. It's 9. Who wants to do 900? 850. I got 9 here. 9. Oh, new bidder at 9. I got 950. 950. I got 950. It's 1,000. Who wants to do 1,000? 950 is a bid in search of 1,000. Who wants to do 1,000? 950 is the bid. I got 1,000. It's 1,050 to you. 1,050. 1,000 is the bid. Looking for 1,050. 1,000 is the bid. Anybody else? 1,000. 1,000's going once. 1,000 going twice. I got a bid back here at 1,050. Thank you. 1,050. It's 1,100. 1,050 in search of 1,100. Who wants to do 1,100? 1,050. 1,050 now going once. I got 1,100. It's 1,150. I got 1,100 here in search of 1,150. 1,100 in search of 1,150. 1,100 is now going once. 1,100. I got 1,150. It's 12. 1150, 12. She says yes. He says no. I got 1150 looking for 12. Yeah, bro. He says, for only 12? Believe me, it's no reflection on you. 1,200. You throwing a jersey? Okay, a jersey's thrown in now. That's autographed by Mr. Dempster. I got 1,200. Now what? Who wants to bid that one? 1,250. I got 1,200 looking for 1,250. Where's I got 1,250 now. Wait. Let me explain something to you. This is a fundraiser. The VIP passes? Now we got the 4 VIP passes thrown in. And a signed Ryan Dempster jersey. And I have 1,250 at the back. Now I have, you know what? Now we're going $100 increments. 1,350. Is that okay, Eric? 1,350, 1,450. Who wants to go 1,550? 15, I said $100 increments. I'm not a math whiz, and I've had 2 gin and tonics, but I know the difference. I have 1,450, 1,550, Anybody at 1550? 1550. I got 1450 right here, and 1450 is going once. 1450 is going twice. 1550, 1650, got it. 1750. Got 1650 over here, now 1750. Where? 1750, 1850, 1750 here, 1850, 1750. I got 1750. I'm looking for 1850, and 1750 is going once. 17 and a half going twice. 1850. Who wants to give me 1950? 1850. 1950 is what I'm looking for. I got 1850, and now that's going once. 1850 going twice. I'm sorry, this was first, so I got 1950. It's 2050 to you if you want it. I got 1950. It's 2050. Anybody willing to go 2050? 1950 at the back. 1950 is going once. 1950 going twice. Last call. Sold for 1950 at the far back of the room.
The hand's getting a little numb over there holding that microphone up. Eh? Okay. All right, so we're on our third item here tonight for the auction. The Oh, yes, Vanna's going to have our Sapphire Ceramic Grill and Smoker with barbecue tool set and all the accessories that go with this. It's a great grilling steak package as well. Donated from Benson Stone Company and 640 Meats for all the steaks. This is the prize value over $1,220 right here to the left of the stage, your right. It's a beautiful smoker. You can almost tailgate with it if you have a truck because it's pretty heavy to move. That's all I can say. So we'll start the bidding off with Mike Robinson. Mike?
And Ryan Dempster will autograph the steaks. We have... he left the room. We have the grill, the smoker, the steaks. You heard the value over $1,200. Let's have that. Let's begin the bidding at $600. Who wants to give me $600 opening bid? $600. I got $600 here. $600 behind you. How about $650? Lloyd, how about $650? $650. How about $700? Who wants to do $700? I got $650 in search of $700. Who wants to give me $700? I got a new bidder at $700. $750. New bidder at the back at $700. Who wants to give me $750? Who wants to do $750? I got $700 for the grill. Where's $750? Right there. $750. It's $800. Say $750 here. You want to do $8? I got $8. It's $850. I got $850. It's $9. $850 here, looking for $9. Who wants to do $9? I got $850 here, looking for $9. Anybody willing to give me $900? $900 for the steaks and the grill. I got $900. Now it's $950 to you. $900 in the back, $950 to you. I got $950. It's $1,000. $950 here in search of $1,000. $950 looking for $1,000. Anybody willing to give me $1,000 for the smoker grill steaks? $950 is the bid, looking for $1,000. $950 is going once. $950 going twice. Last call. Sold for $950. Thank you, Al. Thank you, Joe. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, and by the way, when we close out the bidding on this live auction, you will have approximately 10 minutes to get your last-minute bids in on the silent auction. We're going to give you plenty of time to get that done. Last item is the Giovanni Gourmet Dinner for 8, prepared by Chef Al Castrogiovanni. Appetizers, entree, dessert, and wine, donated by Joe, Sue, and Al Castrogiovanni. Thank them for that generous donation. Dinner for 8. Let's begin the bidding on this item at $400. Who wants to give me $400 opening bid for the dinner for 8? Appetizers, entrees, wine, it's all included. Who wants to give me $400 opening bid? $400 opening bid. Who wants to give me $400? $400. Where is it? Right here. Got 4. Who wants to do? You want to do 4? I got 4 here. Okay, 4. I'm looking for $450. $400 looking for $450. Who wants to do $450 for the dinner? $450. I got $400 in search of $450. Anybody willing to give me $450? I got $450. New bidder. Now I'm looking for $5. I'm looking for $5. $450 in search of $5. Anybody willing to give me $500? $450 looking for $5. Anybody willing to give me $5? $450 is a bid, and $450 is going once. What, you just finagle an invite? Oh, gotcha. 450. Where's the bid? I got a new bidder at $500, right? 500. Now it's 550. 500 here, looking for 5.5. Who wants to give me 5.5? I got 500 here in search of 5.5. Anybody willing to give me 5.5? I got 500 in search of 5.5. 500 going. I got 5.5. Another new bidder. 5.5 in the front. You want to go 5? Got 6. I got 600. Now it's 650. 600 is a bid in search of 650. Who wants to give me 650? 600 is a bid in search of 650. 600 is a bid, and 600 is going once. 600 is going twice. Last call. We're at 650. Last call. Sold for $600. Thank you, Kathy. Appreciate it. All right. According to my watch, I got us at 9:04, which means at 9:14 we're closing the silent auction. So you got 10 more minutes to get your last-minute bids in, and in just a couple of minutes we're going to start drawing for your raffle. So if you haven't purchased your tickets, you want to purchase more tickets, or there are some last-minute stubs out there. We'll draw for the raffle in just a couple of minutes. If you want last-minute tickets, now's the time to buy. And here I thought I was done. All right. If I could have your attention, please. We do have a couple other items to auction off here. Mr. Dempster was kind enough to autograph these lovely enlarged photos of himself. If you would like to take, we got 2 of them. If you would like to take one of them home, I will begin the bidding on one of these at $100. Who wants to give me a $100 opening? Got 100? I got 100. You want to do 150? 150. You want to do 2? I got 2. You want to do 250? I got 200. Looking for 250. 200 is a bid. Looking for 250. 200 is a bid in search of 250. 200 is a bid. Anybody willing to do another bid at 200? Got 250. 250. Looking for 3. No 3. 250 is the bid in search of 3. Who wants to do 3? 250 is going once. 250 is going twice. Last call. Sold for 250. Who wants to give me an equal amount for the other poster? 250. Who wants to give me 250 for the other poster? 250? You got it. Karen. This young lady won one of the posters, and Patrick Murphy got the other. They both got them for $250 each.
All righty. Thank you, Mike Robinson. Give Mike Robinson a nice big round of applause. Doing a great job. Last call for raffle tickets before we do our raffles. Last call for the raffle tickets, as well as the silent auction. We're going to close the silent auction table down in just a couple of minutes, in about 2 minutes. 2 minutes. 2 minutes for the silent auction table. Giving you your final warning if you want to go double check a item that you have your name on. You have 2 minutes, and we're going to close the tables down. Then we're going to do our raffle drawing. And thank you for a wonderful evening. So here we go. About a minute and a half left on the silent auction. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. About 8 different items to do with our raffle. So last call for raffle tickets again. $5 a ticket could get you a shot at $1,000. Also the laptop computers, the bicycles, and all the other great items. You got 1 minute left on the silent auction table. 1 minute. So double check. I know you want those stiletto baseball heels back there. I know you want those. One last reminder, the Chicago Cub tote bags on your table are available, $10 each, filled with all kinds of Cub goodies. You want one of those, grab it and take it to the table up front, or see Karen Tilley and she'll take your cash. About 30 seconds on the silent auction, 30 seconds left there. Do the pastor. That's never nobody else be over him. All right, about 10 seconds left on the silent auction table. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The silent auction table is now officially closed. Thank you very much. We'll double check all those and we'll get them all taken care of. Hopefully you're the top bidder on the item that you wanted, but the silent auction table is now officially closed. Again, the blue and red Chicago Cub tote bags are $10 at your table. Make sure you grab one of those. Don't leave anything behind. It all helps out MELD. It's been a great, fabulous fundraising night so far. Last call for raffle tickets. Last call for raffle tickets.
We're missing a phone and we thought that was ours.
Second last call for the raffle tickets. If there are any raffle tickets out there, we need to put them in our box here so we can do a drawing. Last call for raffle tickets. Again, if you are a silent auction table winner, you need to take that certificate over to the table and buy out, which is over by the corner by the Rockford MELD display. You got to cash out over there. We're going to do our 7 prizes for 7 winners, our raffle here. Going to do the raffle drawings. Then we're going to see who won the silent auction items. A checkout in the corner in the back of the room. Last call for raffle tickets going once. Last call for raffle tickets going twice. If you have a raffle ticket, now's the time to turn it in. And we are now officially closed, right? We can start doing some drawings.
Do you want to just go down the list? Start at the top?
I can do that. I can do that. So we'll just go from bottom to top.
Bottom to top?
Yeah. How's it? It's easier to remember that. Okay, last call for the tickets. Go ahead, put them in there. There you go. All right, here we go. Listen for your ticket number. Their numbers. Okay. First item that we're going to give away for the door prizes for the raffle tickets. It's the meat package. Every month of the year for an entire year from 640 Meats, An ultimate full-service car wash every month for a year, donated by Super Suds Car Care Center, valued at $840. That is a great package. And our winner of that item is Michelle Morin of Rockford. Michelle Morin, ticket number 0460. Michelle Morin, congratulations. Up next, the HP laptop computer, 16-inch screen and HP printer donated by Entree Computer Solutions, valued at $800. And the HP laptop computer winner is Judy Gontko of Kirkland. Ticket number 0706. Congratulations, you got yourself a laptop computer. Up next, the Sony TV, the 1080p Smart HD TV, setup and installation included, all donated by Primetime, and also Shelter Insurance, valued at $1,299. To watch the Cubs on the new TV, congratulations to Sanja Parode. Her email is Cougar Girl. Okay, great. I know what she'll be watching on TV. Ticket number 2123, the TV. Cougar Girl. Cougar Girl. All right. That's how you know it's you, I guess. Bicycle donated from 251 Bicycle Incorporated. It's a nice bicycle, the one right over there with the nice wheels and frame on it, $599 value. The bicycle goes to Sandy Robinson. So, Mrs. Robinson, now you're a winner. Ticket number 1067. Ticket number 1067. The items are here. You have to take them home. Cougar Girl, did you hear that? You got to take your TV home. Different form of transportation, $50 mobile gas card every month for a year. Donated from Kelly Williamson Mobile. Now you wish you would have bought raffle tickets. I know, I can hear you. Valued at $600. And the winner is Mari Bonilla of Rockford. Is it Mary or Marley? Bonilla. Ticket number 0392. You have gas, girl. Come on down here and get your gas. Up next, the diamond pendant donated by Mintzmoyer Jewelry, valued at $500, and somebody is wearing that jewelry tonight. You saw it earlier. The diamond pendant from Mintzmoyer Jewelry goes to Corey Patterson of Rockford. Corey Patterson, ticket number 0040. 0040, you got the diamond pendant from Mintzmoyer Jewelry. Up next, the $50 dinner for two at Giovanni's Restaurant. How about a nice big round of applause for Giovanni's again here tonight? I ate a lot of chicken. That was damn good chicken, girl. I can tell you that. You get $50 dinner for two at Giovanni's every month for a year, donated from Giovanni's Restaurant. Imagine all the anniversaries and parties and celebrations. Plus flowers every month for a year, donated by Pepper Creek Flowers. I call this for guys that get out of the doghouse package, valued at $1,020. Lisa Radant is the winner. Ticket number 1525. The Giovanni's package right here to Lisa. There you go. And up next, the last raffle prize, $1,000 in cash, donated by Greenlee, a Textron company, and Savant Capital Management. $1,000 in cash. And the winner, this will buy a whole lot of hot dogs at Wrigley Field, Anita DeFord of Rockford. Or Difford. Anita DeFord of Rockford. Ticket number 1048. Anita, D-I-F-F-O-R-D. Anita DeFord, congratulations. Again, if you are a silent auction item winner, you need to go and check out at the far corner at the table. On behalf of Mike Robinson, Ryan Dempster, and myself, Steve Summers, and everybody at MELD, thank you very much, everybody. Have a great night.